I know I often say this to you, my chums here on this show. Yes, our friendship group, you all right? Aren't we rising, by the way? Welcome one and all. I have to say, brand new subscribers, thank you for choosing this channel. Just to remind you, it's all free. We're a friendly bunch. Don't be rude to each other. Don't knock each other about because there's a few spelling mistakes. If you're like me, butterfingers on that keyboard, do you get annoyed when you're typing stuff and suddenly a different word comes up? Yeah. You see, we are so alike. We all have these faults. And it's not a problem, you know, it doesn't matter. We're not of a generation that can tap away 100 miles an hour on a keyboard and suddenly get it right. I don't mind anybody making mistakes, so just be kind. Just remember, we're all in this together. You know, that's the important bit. I wanted to share this story with you because I think it's fascinating when as I often say, I look at the golden age of Hollywood and meeting so many wonderful stars that literally lived through that period. Robert Vaughn was one of those stars, you know, he made it big, all thanks to television really, with The Man from U.N.C.L.E. and then over here with The Protectors in the United Kingdom, a big TV series actually for ITC Lew Grade organisation. But it was Robert Vaughn actually that told me this story, and it was backed up by another Hollywood star, Mickey Rooney, all about the film legend Joan Crawford. Now Joan, as you know, was a bit of a formidable character. Some say she played the role she played on screen in things like The Damned Don't Cry, Harriet Craig, Sudden Fear, stuff like that. I believe she was a difficult woman because she'd had a difficult life, fought all the way to get to the top, and people like Louis B. Mayer made sure he knew, she knew, who was boss. He dumped her in the middle 40s and she went over to Warner Brothers. And according to Robert, you know, she had quite a good time there. But really she had something hanging around that she couldn't shake off, which cost her a lot of money for many years back to her old studio. Let me explain. As I say, Robert had enjoyed phenomenal success himself, although he openly admitted that movies weren't his big thing. He'd always been a side player. He came into the golden age of Hollywood in the latter part. No big studio deals being offered, no long-term contracts, that type of thing. Joan Crawford had been there since the silent age as her former co-star and whatever happened to Baby Jane counterpart Bette Davis pointed out. But you see, long before she made it big, there were rumours swirling that Joan had in fact appeared in what we describe today as a little bit of a saucy few films. So much so that it is on record in the MGM accounts that they had to buy up these movies as she became a bigger star. By the time she married Douglas Fairbanks Jr., who was seen, of course, as Pickfair royalty, all thanks to his father and his mother, Mary Pickford, well, things had to be cleaned up very quickly, and so they were. The studio bought all the movies. But according to Robert Vaughn, Joan confessed to him that she never stopped paying back the studio. Whenever they were short of money, they would say, oh, we found another copy. And she would have to shell out to make sure the copy never saw the light of day. You get the picture. And what he pointed out to me was that Joan really was hindered by this because she felt at any point it could ruin her career. When you think about it now, it'd be a blip, wouldn't it? With everything like OnlyFans and the daily scantily clad girls, nobody would care. But back then, this truly could wipe out your entire career. And according to Robert Vaughn, this was a deep festation throughout Joan, and he cites that that's part of the reason why she was so difficult and so upset to work, deal and live with. It's a fascinating insight, isn't it? And as ever, the studios in the golden age of Hollywood clearly always won. Neil Sean in the very heart of a wet and windy London.